Hello, this is Left Turn Productions, and welcome to the BMRN/LTP Pro Series, race number 4, here at Hooverville. This is the first time that I am racing at a track from Caleb's series on my channel. No, this isn't the first one that has raced on a track in his series, because we raced at Calebville 2 races ago. But now we're racing on Hooverville, a track that is very similar to Omaha, but Omaha's just a little bit bigger than Hooverville is. So yeah, 33 cars out here today as per usual, and let's go look at your starting grid. On the pole, perhaps surprisingly to some, is the 41 of Matt DiBenedetto, and alongside him, that highlighter yellow number 12 of Ryan Blaney. Row 2, we have Joey Logano and Eric Almirola. Row 3, Ricky Stenhouse, always a threat at plate tracks. And alongside him is Clint Boyer, who still hasn't gotten a win on my channel yet. Row 4 is Kevin Harvick and Alex Bowman. Bowman, the Season 4 York Cup Series champion. Row 5, Brad Keselowski, runner-up twice in a row in the York Cup Series championship, Season 3 and Season 4. And then alongside him, Chase Elliott, the Season 2 York Cup Series champion. Row 6, actually, is the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, Season 1 champion, and Paul Menard. Row 7, man, I'm really messing up the rows here. William Byron in the 24, getting a pretty high starting spot, and Eric Jones alongside him. Row 8 is Martin Truex Jr., the first winner in the Collab Series, and alongside him, the 78 of Christopher Bell. Row 9 is Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. And row 10, Kyle Busch, Season 3 York Cup Series champion, and Kurt Busch, his brother. Row 11 is Ryan Newman and Ryan Preece. Row 12 is Ryan Reed, a lot of Ryans over there, and Ross Chastain in the 3. Row 13 is Michael McDowell and Ty Majeski. Row 14, Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace. Row 15 is Justin Allgaier and Daniel Hemrick. Row 16 is Tyler Reddick and Jeb Burton, and rounding out the field is Gray Galding. 10 laps here at Hooverville, and we're under green. DiBenedetto leads them off. The top 7 are all Fords. As we know, Fords are typically good at the plate tracks. Already, we got some 3-wide action going on. Eric Almirola and Clint Boyer, Stewart-Haas Racing teammates. And look at that. Already 4 wide. Stenhouse with an aggressive move down to the bottom. That's going to shuffle Boyer out at least. All this happening behind DiBenedetto. And Matt DiBenedetto is going to lead this lap. Joey Logano hanging out there in second. Ricky Stenhouse also ready to pounce. Logano up the track. DiBenedetto blocks. Here comes Stenhouse in the 17. And this is only lap 2. Alex Bowman into the mix. Look at that. The whole Hendrick slew. Dominating the middle lane there. All 4 of the Hendrick cars all in a row. Uh-oh. Car off the pace. It's Ryan Preece. It appears that he has a mechanical failure of some sort. He's going to take it to the garage. Meanwhile, they're 4 wide for the lead as Kevin Harvick, where did he come from? He's going to end up taking over the lead here on lap number 3. He's still side by side with Alex Bowman, the York Cup Series champion, 4x4 throughout the whole pack. Coming to lap number 4 here. I don't even know who led that lap. Oh, Stenhouse, aggressive move, and he gets bumped back. He cut up in front of Matt DiBenedetto, and he almost lost it there, but he saved it. Kevin Harvick still in the lead. He has not won a race since York Cup Series Season 2. That was over a year ago. And here comes Alex Bowman again on the high side. Trying to make it here, coming to lap number 5. Oh, contact! Brad Keselowski is around. Martin Truex Jr. as well. Kurt Busch up the track. Big damage. Hard hits for several cars. Martin Truex Jr. is on his roof, and Kurt Busch looks like he might end up going over on his roof as well. Yes, he does. 2 cars on their roof here. Coming to lap number 5. This is going to be a red flag for sure. Just look at the drivers involved. Ryan Blaney can't catch a break. Keeps getting involved in wrecks. Brad Keselowski, who was a major contender last time we were here at the collab season. Same thing for Kurt Busch. Eric Almirola involved. Chase Elliott, winner of the last 2 races. In fact, has one of the best starts ever in a stop-motion series. Second, first, and first. He isn't going to get another top 2 out here today. And then in the back you see the flipped-over car of Martin Truex Jr., who won the first race but hasn't had much luck since. 3 crashes. And then also the 6th car of Ryan Newman. So this is going to be a red flag for sure. As you can see, the leaders there stopped in turn number 3 as they go to assist Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. Let's go back and see what happened. What caused this whole crash? I mean, they were running 4 wide. As you can see here, you see the Ganassi cars on the bottom, Larson and Kurt Busch. They were starting to make their way towards the front. Little bit of a stack up there in the 3rd lane. And the 2 gets turned by his teammate, the 12th of Ryan Blaney. And they go down, that clips Kurt Busch, and Busch goes straight up into the wall. Hard hit for that 1 car. Look at him get up in the air. And the 19 down on the bottom, look at him get up in the air. On top of the wall, almost out of the ballpark. But he lands back on the track, but unfortunately he lands on his roof. You see Chase Elliott almost went over there. See him on top of Eric Almirola. Eric Almirola had 2 cars on top of him. One more look at this wreck. Now, this is definitely a big one, but it's not the biggest ever that we've seen. It's more serious than it is, like, massive in the size of how many cars got involved. See, the 19 car got picked up just a little bit when he hit the 6 car, and that was enough to get the 2 car underneath him, and that's what probably sent him over. Look at that. Look at that pile up on the top with the 1, the 9, and the 10. Kurt Busch is probably looking at the sky there. And then when they got into the corner, the 1 car got knocked off of the 9 and on his roof. Everybody involved in the crash is okay, despite the cars going over and Kurt Busch's hard hit into the outside wall. Everybody is okay, but all those drivers will be out of contention, and they will all join Ryan Preece in the garage. So here we go. We're going to go on to lap number 6. Stewart-Haas Racing teammates on the inside. Alex Bowman and Kyle Larson on the outside. Green flag is in the air. Harvick leads them down with help from DiBenedetto. We have 5 laps to go in this race, and it looks like Stewart-Haas Racing picking up where they left off with good runs out here today. Eric Jones inside the top 5. William Byron's making his presence known there on the bottom lane. Next time by, 4 laps to go, and it's still the 4 and the 41 out there dominating. Coming back down, here comes Eric Jones. He's got to run. He split up the 2 Stewart-Haas cars, and now the 41's up on the outside, and Jones takes over second. But no, the 41's fighting back. Look at him, 4 wide. Bowman gets shuffled through the middle. And how about Kyle Busch? Joe Gibbs Racing really starting to show up here with Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin both. Here comes the 41 of DiBenedetto with a huge run from William Byron. 3 laps to go, and DiBenedetto goes back out to the front. The pole sitter. William Byron leading the high side. That's a couple of drivers we didn't expect to be up here, the 41 and the 24. And they are still 3 wide. Here comes Eric Jones through the middle. And how about Justin Allgaier and Tyler Reddick trying to make it 4 wide? 2 laps to go. Next time by. Jones and DiBenedetto side by side. With Kyle Busch going into the picture. 2 laps to go now. Justin Allgaier creeping up on the 18. Justin Allgaier having an incredible run. But look at Matt DiBenedetto and Eric Jones still fighting for the lead. DiBenedetto with the edge now. Fully out ahead now as they come to the white flag. Kyle Busch down low, tried to pass, couldn't do it. 4x4 throughout the whole pack. Kyle Busch still trying to get to the outside. Jones gets turned. Around goes Jimmy Johnson and several cars. That's the entire field. Wrecking down the backstretch. But who's going to win the race? Kyle Busch or DiBenedetto, side by side, coming out of turn number 4. And to the line, it's going to be the 41. Matt DiBenedetto wins it by a nose. And look at the melee that has happened here on the back straightaway. And look at all these damaged cars going through 3 and 4. They're all fighting for position. You can see the 78 blowing by them. He doesn't have as much damage as the others. That's really funny. All those cars with all that damage that was able to escape the wreck. Able to finish the race here. But let's go back and look at that finish. And we do have a replay of the wreck that I will show you after. So this is coming to the white flag. DiBenedetto has a pretty strong lead. Kyle Busch tries to go underneath DiBenedetto there. Going into 1. The 41 blocks. And then going high there. And you can see where the wreck starts. With the 20 and the 17 there. The 17 just got into the 20 there. 20 came down into Byron and Johnson. And that's what started it. You can see only about 5 or 6 cars there. Still in it. But Kyle Busch got to the outside of Matt DiBenedetto, and it was going to be a drag race down to the line. Reminds me of the Omaha 500 in Season 2 when Busch and the 19 of Suarez were going side by side. In fact, Daniel Suarez is in that 41 in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series now. So it would have been almost an exact replica, except Kyle Busch won in the Omaha 500. See, Allgaier down there made it 3 wide right at the very end. Allgaier ends up coming home 3rd. Kevin Harvick 4th. And I saw the 5 and the 16, 5th and 6th. So here is the replay of the wreck that happened on the backstretch. A massive accident. We didn't catch it the first time, but here's another replay. You saw how it started with the 20 and the 17. And now you see the 20 getting into the 48 and the 24. Hard hit on the inside wall for the 22 of Logano. The 31 of Daniel Hemrick got up in the air. Look at how many cars were involved in this thing. And then you can see just how many of them kept going. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spun out and then kept going. And then you can see all those cars go by with all that damage. And this is racing for, I believe, 12th spot with all these damaged race cars. See, Christopher Bell thread the needle 4 wide, and he's able to get 12th away. Race between the 48 and the 43 there, going a lot slower than some of these other guys there, and the 48 just beat out the 43. That's actually pretty important in the point situation, because Chase Elliott crashed out early in the race. Jimmy Johnson needs as many points as he can get. So yeah, there you have it. Here is your final results, and you'll see a lot of oddities here. Matt DiBenedetto winning from the pole, might I add you. That is certainly impressive, and he might actually be thrown into the championship hunt now after that win. Because I believe he also led the most laps. Kyle Busch finishes 2nd. Photo finish, but might I add, first of all, the sponsored account for the 41, Grant Hoover. It was announced today that his brother Jake Hoover, the NOS Energy Premier Series Season 5 champion, had gotten down with a really bad case of the flu, so I'm sure Grant loves it that he won it out there for him. Jake's car, I'm not sure where he finished quite yet, but we'll see him later down in the line. You can see Roush Fenway Racing at 3 of their cars still finished the race after that, but you have Kyle Busch 2nd, lost in a photo finish to DiBenedetto, Justin Allgaier 3rd, Kevin Harvick 4th, Tyler Reddick 5th. Junior Motorsports has struggled in this series, but now both of their cars get a top 5. Ryan Reed finishing 6th, Ty Majeski 7th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 8th, Paul Menard and Michael McDowell round at the top 10. This is McDowell's 2nd top 10 in a row. And then you have 11th through 20th, Gray Galding with an 11th place finish after avoiding that wreck on the last lap, not having any damage on that number 23, and that certainly helped him. Christopher Bell, 12th. Jimmy Johnson, 13th. Then you see Bubba Wallace down there. There is Jake Hoover's car, the number 14, Clint Boyer, finishing 19th. The last car to finish the race, the last one to cross the finish line. You see others like Ross Chastain, who was pretty high up in points. He didn't have the best of races. He was kind of nowhere in this race. And you see Eric Jones rounding out the top 20, the first of those to DNF. Then you have William Byron, Joey Logano, all three Penske cars DNF'd in this race. As you see Logano in 22nd, Keselowski in 26th, and Blaney in 30th. You see Bowman, Hemrick, and a few others there. Martin Truex Jr. and Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott especially, that is a big hit for him in the points. I'm not sure if he'll still have the points lead after this. He had a pretty good lead coming in, so he might still have the points lead, but it's going to be close. And Ryan Blaney rounding out the top 30. And then you see the final three spots there. I really couldn't crop it any wider, so you see the 34th and 35th place blank spots. But Newman, Almirola, and Priest round out the field here. So congratulations to Matt DiBenedetto for his first win in the York Cup Series. Sponsored account Grant Hoover, despite having run the full seasons in seasons 3 and 4 in the York Cup Series, never won a race on this channel until now. And once again, probably doing it out there for his brother, who is unfortunately sick at the moment. But yeah, that is the end of the BMRN/LTP Pro Series race number 4 at Hooverville. The next race will be at Houston, and it will actually be on Caleb's channel instead of mine, so you're going to want to go and subscribe to him, and he will also have the points in the description a short time after this video comes out. So yeah, this is Left Turn Productions, signing out.